Hey folks, it's Jake from Jake's Tendy Corner, JTC for short. Hope everybody's having a good day. Anyways, today's video we're going to be talking about personalizing your equipment, and I don't mean adding your name all over the place. I'm talking about making your equipment better for your needs. So anybody who's looked at some of my videos, I know there's not a lot of views in my videos, but I don't do it for that. I just do it because I enjoy it. So anyways, like take this glove for example. So this glove here, bought this at Played Against Sports a few years ago. Good glove, matches the blue one, which is the blue one's actually a pro return for Scott Harding. This one's a very similar glove, not officially a pro return, but I liked it a lot. The reason I like the Reebok gloves, and it's again any goalie will tell you, it's how it fits the hand. The CCM I had that went with this blocker here just didn't. It was probably the angle of the glove, because these gloves have different angles. So it all depends what you like. There's a 560, 580, and can't remember the other one. It's on my other video. Anyways, long story short, I just like how the Reeboks fit in my hand and how they work. So on this particular glove here, anybody who uses Reebok knows right away. This area here, it's a weak spot. It's an opening. Any goalie would tell you, yeah, I've had shots and basically ends up hitting you right in the wrist here. So I've had a couple of instances where probably came close to breaking that bone. So I added this here. Another area that for me that's a little tricky is right over the glove here. It's probably because I'm older and a little slower, my reflexes. So I'd get shots here, and again, wrist area open here. Basically that would create a lot of pain. So you basically add stuff where you want to avoid any injuries, right? And the other area I've added in this glove, this is also in a previous video, is I added an extra inch of material here. This is much thicker than when it came off the factory. Yeah, so here now it's like, puck hits me here, it's like, yeah, whatever. Try again, buddy. And I also added here, I added some of the harder plastic you see on the leg pads. Just gives it more robust, not as wimpy as it was. Not that it was wimpy, but the guy's shots have good velocity these days. On the blocker side, again, this is a much older CCM model, but again, I like it a lot. So this flap was originally here, but not much in there. So basically, I added stuff. So this is, again, this is the hard condensed foam you see in leg pads. So I added that. This tucks in here. So every now and then it comes out. Whatever. I just pick it up at the end of the game. So I got this similar thing behind the index finger, right up in here. So again, because I use this a lot when I'm playing paddle on the ground, I'll use my blocker a lot. And a lot of pucks have hit here, and it's awesome, so it doesn't hurt at all. I've beefed up this area here, because this little area in here, it was full of that older generation foam, which basically falls apart. Like anybody who has old equipment, they will notice once they open it up, the foam is literally coming to pieces in their hands, and that's what was in here. So again, I put in a bunch of the spaghetti foam that was in the Vaughn pads I took apart last year. So now this whole section of the thumb is much more protected now. It's pretty rare I get hurt in the hand, but it's amazingly enough, this finger here, I was wearing this very glove, and I was playing with the old guys. I played with a bunch of 70 and 80-year-olds, the Whitehawks out in Ray Friel, and one guy, see, they have a rule with the old guys. You see it a lot in the 80 plus and the 70 plus. The blue paint. So basically the puck's in the blue paint, you don't touch it. Well, this guy, for some reason, just decides to whip his stick. Got the blade, hit me right in the finger, and this thing has been growing out now for a better part of 2.5 months. It was very sore for a while, so now basically I ended up with the new nail underneath. You can actually see the space under the old nail as it grows out, so it's kind of those weird injuries. But yeah, he actually hit me on this glove, and there's only a small pad here. Not much you can do for that. That's why I added this here. But for the blocker, that's about it. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I've added a lot of padding on my armor. So these plates, I used to have thicker here. I used to have triple thickness, but what I did is I added this, which was from my RBK pads, the 5.5 inches I took off the top. This was in behind it. So I added both sides. These were already here. For anybody who's seen the video, this is already paid off. Guys, they try to hit me up here because a lot of guys like the roof daddy. Any goalie will tell you, roof daddy city around here. So if it hits my my shoulder blades, it's like no problem, I'm all good. The shoulder, I've got a double shoulder here, so again, not an issue. I've added this, again, goes with hand in hand with the other problem I had. So, and then here, I've added thickness in here, thickness in here. So basically, the trick is with your equipment, add protection where you know the pucks are going to come in and hurt. The puck hurts. I mean, that's part of the game. It's like whatever, you know. But you don't want to get injured. And these are my favorite pads. These are 28 inches. I bought these off a 12-year-old back in December 2023. And I had Matthew at BK Sports add this for me. And he also added 1/2 inch of protection just around the knee area. That's really the only area that actually touches me. Because being at kids pads, that whole bottom part of the leg doesn't really actually touch my leg. So it doesn't matter how hard the guys shoot because they're tied up at the toe, right? So that whole bottom section doesn't even touch me. It's only the top portion. And up here, it's got that hard plastic, not an issue, but my knee protection, I've got again, this is from a kid's shin pads. I got the knee cups sewed into here. So again, not an issue. So it's all about modifying your equipment and making sure it suits your needs. Other than that, personalization, I mean, a lot of guys get their mask painted. That's cool. Lots of money though. If you're gonna get that done, you gotta have some extra bucks in the bank. If you're single, not an issue, but if you're married with kids, might not be the wife's #1 item on her list, right? Anyways, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you on the ice. Take care now.